Social media reveals how uncreative and unimaginative so many people are.
That's a funny statement coming from a jackass that needs social media to actually promote his fucking bullshit. And where in the fuck would anybody get the idea that social media makes people uncreative? Are you kidding? Look at how many creative people utilize websites like YouTube to share their video content with the world that's creative, all kinds of fucking shit. You know, fuck you. There are tons of people that are artists that utilize Facebook as a platform to kind of sell their art. You fuck. You're utilizing social media to proliferate this bullshit to the masses, for Christ's sake. But okay. All right.
And how unaware they are that every thought that they've ever had has already been thought. And everything which they think is new and clever is actually old, stale, and boring and been done countless times before.
Yeah, it has. Just like trying to be the fucking Marshall Applewhitey Jim Jones that likes to fucking silence people off platforms more than likely because he doesn't like the fact he has his own bullshit slapped in his face by the big tamale dick of my arguments.
In the UK, there was a comedian on a popular TV sitcom whose catchphrase was an extremely exasperated, "I don't believe it." In real life, whenever members
showing your age
of the public encountered him, they couldn't help but saying, "I don't believe it." Each person that did it thought that they were being very clever and amusing. But from the actor's perspective, having literally heard the same thing thousands of times from thousands of different people, it was the most tiresome and boring thing possible that you could say to him.
Well, how do you think musicians must feel about having to fucking listen to their music like a billion times over on the radio and every single fucking element of their personality is defined by what they put out? And I mean pop musicians and shit. But do you think that asshole that you're mentioning here from like 40 years ago is the only person that experienced this?
Guaranteed to piss him off. Any intelligent person would be able to work out that the very worst thing you could say to this man, if you wanted him to like you, was his TV catchphrase.
Oh, Morg, I don't want you to like me because there's nothing to like about you. You're a fucking failed entertainer who turned to the internet and tried to rip kids off of their money for the sake of a stupid bullshit philosophy that I've been slowly ripping the asshole out of with very simple critical thinking for like, what, 4 months now? Jesus, you got your work laid out for you. You're a laughingstock.
Sadly, neutral humans are so unintelligent and robotic, they can't help themselves and...
Oh yeah, we're so robotic and so neutral and so unautonomous, so why don't we just bleach our hair and wear mascara like you so we can really figure out what the fuck is going on?
So they just blurt it out anyway. Now the same thing happens every day on my Facebook page. How many times have people posted comments like, "He has no eyebrows.
You don't.
He looks like a fag. He wears makeup. He looks like whatever character from whatever movie."
The reason people say that shit isn't just because you look like a fucking fag, because you totally look like a fucking fag. You also are a piece of shit that is ripping people off with this bullshit peddled philosophy because, you know what? It's easy to do. It's the internet. Anybody can come up with a bunch of bullshit on here. I just take personal offense to it because you're ripping off a subculture of people that are particularly young and don't need this in their life, and I'm not going to fucking lay that off. You're just deflecting now. But yeah, go shit all over people that are like fans of mine and shit and say they're not creative, by the way, because they use social media. Even though in my fan base alone, there are writers, artists, musicians, DJs, people that are painters. It's people that are of creative abilities that I myself, even though I'm a musician, to a certain extent, are far beyond even what I can conceive. You fucking simple-minded prick. Fuck you.
The eyebrows fallacy goes like this. You have no eyebrows. Therefore, you are a liar and you're wrong.
No, you are deflecting from the fact that you use psychological techniques in your videos in order to manipulate people into thinking that you have all the answers on all this bullshit forced knowledge you talk about. I just point out the fact that you don't have any eyebrows because you look like a ridiculous dumb shit with this big, wide fucking forehead trying to be taken seriously. Trust me, I'm listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth. All I hear is a big fucking stream of bullshit.
You are untrustworthy. After all, who could possibly believe anyone without eyebrows?
Who could possibly believe somebody who looks like he's in his mid-40s and shit that has a huge position of power as an advantage over his fans, which don't understand that when somebody offers you ultimate knowledge, you don't need to listen to somebody like that because they're just saying that to fuck with you.
To be devoid of eyebrows is ipso facto to be devoid of any capacity to tell the truth. How insane are these people?
Yeah, if that was the extent of my argument, you'd have a point. But thank you for minimizing and ripping my argument down to absolutely complete straw man status. What a bunch of shit.
What does makeup, sexual orientation, gender, or the lack of eyebrows have to do with the truth content of what someone is saying?
It has nothing to do with that. So why are you taking that bullshit and making it the forefront of the argument? I just say fucked up shit in the video because that's exactly what I get out of you here. Arise, dipshit. You're the one that fell for it.
When Pontius Pilate asked Jesus Christ...
Oh my God, we're back on fucking religion, man. Who cares about what fucking Pontius Pilate did? Who cares?
What is truth? He got no answer. The answer that Jesus ought to have given, according to the proponents of the eyebrows fallacy, was...
Oh, the eyebrows. This is all it's going to be about. So you just say that because you look like a fucking retard dressed up all like this and shit. Somehow or another, that's the extent of my argument. Oh, this is going to be great.
Truth is being possessed of eyebrows. The mark of the false prophet is to be shorn of eyebrows. Verily, eyebrows determine the truth. The better your eyebrows and the more firmly attached they are, the more truthful you are.
I don't know, man. These motherfuckers look like they're a couple of caterpillars growing on my fucking skull, so I don't know.
The Antichrist will reveal his demonic nature to all by flaunting his shameless lack of eyebrows.
That's so ridiculous that I would actually wear a shirt with that printed on it.
One of the comments I get all the time is, keep selling the Kool-Aid, which is a reference to Jim Jones.
Well, yeah, and it's also a reference to the fact that you admitted this shit was a cult, fuckhead.
Wow, so imaginative. How smart you must be to come up with that. The world bows to your superior intellect.
Obviously it does, because the amount of subscribers I got out of your channel have been fucking amazing, shithead.
Wouldn't it be great if these trolls could genuinely be clever and say something funny and inventive, something new and creative?
Right? Couldn't it be fucking great if YouTube trolls had any game at all? This is one of the fucking things that makes trolling shit on YouTube fucking worthless. There's not a single fucking troll on YouTube that has any game whatsoever. This is the best they can fucking do. Can't you do better than that? I don't know, can't you? Is this it? Is this all you're going to do, is break my argument down to just saying that it's all about how you have a lack of eyebrows? Or is it more about, I think that you're a fucking scumbag who's ripping people off of their money because you're taking advantage of them and where they're at in their life? They want somebody to look like they fucking understand their need to be on kind of the fringes of society. So you're supplying that need. And what you're doing is fucking around with them as a result. You fucking idiot.
Well, there's no danger of that. Without fail, it's the same old tired shit. They seem wholly unaware that what they've posted has been posted countless times before.
Well, does that make it any less valid? If somebody's out there trying to make a fucking Guyana full of people that are just blind-led sheep by the fucking behest of some dumbass who's telling them they have ultimate knowledge, it still kind of bears into the same vein of what Jim Jones and what is his name? Marshall Applewhite tried to do. They took a bunch of dupes that were down on their luck, full of depression, didn't have a whole lot going on for themselves, and took advantage of them. And that's exactly what I see you doing here with this fucking shit, you dumb fuck. What does that fucking matter at that point? Whether or not the argument has been used countless times. Does it somehow, because it's been used by other people, decrease its validity? You make videos about Trump, and then you go and fucking use Godwin's Law all the time, where you say that he's comparable to Hitler. I mean, fuck, everybody's made that fucking comparison by now. I guess it's just fucking invalid because it's been used countless times. Ego fucking testicle Piece of shit.
It makes them look totally boring and brain dead. It's as
Yeah, coming from this methed out looking motherfucker.
though each new Kool-Aid dunce that comes along, each new global village idiot, thinks that they're the very first person to mention Kool-Aid.
You know, I've been doing these kind of videos on idiots like you for like 10 years on YouTube, right?
And that everyone should be in awe of their brilliance and wit.
Not really. I don't want people to be in awe of my brilliance and what the fuck? I don't mind if people think I'm stupid. I don't mind if people think I'm smart. But what I appreciate is at the end of the day is that I've got a coalition, if you want to call it that, of subscribers and fans that are free-thinking people that come to their own conclusions about shit at the end of the day. Not a whole bunch of fucking people that sit there in some dumb fucking Facebook group that acts like a whole bunch of fucking mob mentality lynch mobbing assholes. You should see what goes on in this guy's Hyperionism group when you disagree with anything this bitch has to say. They'll fucking run you out of town on a rail. Yeah, that's the fucking kind of people I want to congregate around me. Ugh. Yeah, the village idiot is the person that tries to get everybody to fucking fuck off against somebody that might have a different opinion of things. And trust me, I get my fair share of trolls too. I do.
Now, the Kool-Aid fallacy goes like this. I don't like you or your opinions because they disagree with mine. So I'm going to label you a cultist. Now that
you've admitted in your own words that that's what this fucking organization is, and now you're gonna fucking renege on that? Bullshit! Bullshit! You have said that you've even utilized the language, the cult of reason. And that's what you call this organization, and you're gonna fucking pull back on it. You're saying that's a label I gave you? Fuck off, man. That's a fucking label you gave yourself. So don't try to flip that fucking shit around on me. And anyway, with the way this organization functions, it's easy to see that's what the fuck you want to do anyway. You want to give people the impression that they're thinking for themselves while filling their heads with all of your notions and shit? There you go. I've influenced the way you think. Now go randomly attack a whole bunch of fucking people that disagree with me. But I can sit there and play the victim and say they're doing that to me, even though I'm the one that chose to put this content on the internet himself. Oh, fuck you, you fucking crybaby. If you can't take the heat, get the fuck off the internet, you fucking little crybaby. I'm not sitting there denigrating your fucking arguments down to that most basic level. I'm taking what you're saying and putting it out there for what the fuck it really is. Asswipe. Now that really pisses me off. I don't like when people try to fucking take my shit out of context. I don't like when people try to flip that shit around for no good fucking reason. You fucking asswipe.
we've established that you're a cultist because I just told you so, then you're equivalent to the cult leader, Jim Jones. Jim Jones presided over mass suicide in the jungle. Since we've established that you're equivalent to Jim Jones, because I've just told you so, and I'm always right, you are there.
I've never said that I'm always right. There's always the chance that you could just be fucking around with people, and multiple times in my own videos, ass lick, I've admitted, hey, if I'm wrong, I'll fucking take my licks on it and fucking take all my videos down. But so far, I haven't been wrong. It just seems to me that I fucking stabbed your narcissistic little ego with my videos here. And now you kind of pissed me off by flipping my arguments around and trying to take them so far the fuck out of context, it's unbelievable.
Therefore, someone leading others to the jungle to commit mass suicide. Kool-Aid was the means Jim Jones chose to administer the poison.
And now I'm going to sit there and break this commonly used aphorism down to its most base fucking level so I can sit there and take my detractors out of context like a straw-manning, petty piece of shit that doesn't even know how to make the most basic of fucking arguments in a rebuttal. Yeah, what a real philosophical debater you are.
And therefore, you will be administering Kool-Aid to all those foolish enough to listen to you.
Yeah, it's kind of what you're doing when they're foolish enough to spend their hard-earned money on a book you release once a month off your dumbass website, since that's all this shit has been about since day one, isn't it? Fucking idiot. And as for Enzo Castellanuvo, I believe your last name is. No, Jim Jones wasn't Waco. That was an Adam Koresh. Adam Koresh, I believe. Not Adam Koresh. David Koresh. I'm thinking of Adam Kokesh. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? No. Waco was David Koresh. Waco was part of the Branch Davidians. He was a nutcase, too. But really, when it comes down to it, all these insular, secularized groups of people that fucking congregate, it's okay, man. It's something that happens a lot when people think of that kind of shit. It's because it was so damn long ago, but I'm an old fuck. I was around for when that actually happened. But anyway, when it comes down to these insular, secularized groups like this, it's an easy comparison to make between anybody that wants to sit there and extol upon people that they have ultimate knowledge, that they're always right in their opinion because they're the ones that figured it out before everybody else, and then congregate amongst themselves an insularized group of people that refuse to actually take a look outside of what it is that they're being told and think about, why is it this motherfucker wants us to congregate? What is it they're getting out of it? What is it that they're gaining from all this? So, yeah, sure, flip it around and make it look like I'm just calling you random names for no fucking reason. Go ahead. If that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. I'm not doing it for any random goddamn reason. I'm doing it because, guess what? 10 years on YouTube, I've seen people do this shit all over the place. This has got to be the tackiest and most insidious fucking form of it that I've seen so far. It really is. And it's not that difficult to figure out what the fuck you're doing. Especially considering that you're about as intellectual as a fucking toad. You're probably just sitting there jerking your ego off, fucking laughing your ass off, watching this thing. Well, you know what? These people are dumb. They're still going to keep giving me their fucking money. And I'm not the only person, by the way, that fucking has figured this shit out. Because now I'm noticing more and more people in his comments and on his Facebook, and I'm glad for this, figuring this shit out too. It's not the proper usage for these kind of platforms. It's not right to just fuck with people based on who they are and where they're at in life, because they haven't figured out what it's like to be taken advantage of somebody by now.
Therefore, I am entitled to put a post on your page saying, keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm entitled to do that. It's totally within my right. Which is funny, is as mad as I get about this video response, it's within your right to make the video response you've made. And it wasn't your right, however, to be a petty fucking faggot and more than likely be the kind of person that would fucking flag down my ability to do video responses, or live stream responses. I can still do videos on YouTube, but yeah, my live streaming is fucked. Oh, I'm heated. I'm heated now.
Are you serious? I don't believe it. Thousands and thousands of times, the Confederacy of Dunces comes forward to prove to the world what dunces look like. People without a single creative bone in their body.
Yeah, this is so creative. Stand on a black background looking like Marshall Applewhite. That's so creative. It's totally not like him and fucking Doe did that shit back in the 90s. This is so creative. Another guy who comes and tells the world he knows fucking everything, tells people that this is all they need, and then tries to make a buck out of them. That's the most original idea in the entire world. Oh my God, wait, no, it's totally not, because people have been doing that shit for decades to various effects.
If they're not committing the Kool-Aid fallacy, then they'll no doubt fall foul of the fag fallacy. The fag fallacy goes like this. You sound or look like a fag.
You do. You look like a giant fucking fag. And guess what? You gonna try to make me look like a fucking homophobe now because I use a fucking colloquial term to call somebody a fucking idiot from my youth? One that I've actually heard many gay people use in the same context? Grow up. Grow some thicker skin. It might make you look like a human for once.
And therefore, everything you say is false and wrong. How unevolved do you have to be?
I don't know. I guess I'm just so unevolved. I'm running around my house throwing shit at my walls all the day and fucking scratching my balls and jumping up into a tree to jerk off like I'm an ape. Yeah, fuck off. I mean, this is amazing. This is straw manning at like fucking level red. To just break my argument down into nothing like this.
To use the word fag as an insult. This world is filled with uneducated homophobic clones.
Yeah, I'm an uneducated homophobic clone, even though, guess what? I was in high school, I was a theater student who had more gay friends than Liberace. Fuck off. You know? I fucking knew he was going to call me a fucking homophobe. I've got absolutely nothing but solidarity and support for the LGBT community. Where's yours, besides something to wear on your fucking sleeve to say, I support these people too now, so I can get more people in on my bullshit? Fuck off.
The planet has turned into an idiocracy. In the movie Idiocracy, a doctor says, You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
I'm not going to fault you for having a somewhat decent taste in film.
In that movie, education is associated with fags.
And in that movie, the whole premise was a guy fell asleep in a cryo chamber to wake up into the future where everybody slid backwards on the IQ scale and watered plants with Gatorade. And, yeah, the world is getting dumber and dumber every day thanks to people's obsession with things like social media. But to just sit there and take it to such an exaggerated extent, like we would actually be literally living in idiocracy one day, is absurd. And as that's coming from a person who wouldn't actually mind seeing, Terry Crews as president, because that was fucking hilarious.
So, to be intellectual is to be a fag, and also to be wrong. Even
You're not an intellectual by any stretch of the fucking definition of the word. What you are is somebody that's educated enough to know how to kind of play with different concepts such as science, mathematics, and philosophy. Fuck, you want me to lay it out for you? I'll fucking lay it out for you. All this bullshit you hear him extol on his fucking Hyperionism shit about how we're all about science, we're all about mathematics, we're all about philosophy. It's all smoke and mirrors. None of that shit is important. What it's important for is to get you under the impression that he actually knows what he's talking about. Then you get suckered in to buying into this bullshit of, well, you know what? If I want to figure out these secrets he all knows the answers to, I'm going to have to buy into it more. And you keep buying into it and keep buying into it and keep buying into it until then what? You buy into fucking nothing at the end. How is that being an intellectual? And where the fuck are your credentials anyway? Like, where'd you go to school? Where's your fucking degree in physics? Where's your fucking degree in mathematics? Where's your fucking degree in science? I got a degree in behavioral sciences. What the fuck? It's not hard to figure out the psychology behind the shit that's going on here.
though it's recognized that they're better educated. This is the...
Well, it's not recognized that you're better educated. You just sound like an idiot. You just sound like somebody that's sitting there making up math and physics as he goes along in the videos you do on those subjects. And you talk about things like society and talk about how people should be separated and divided between their families. You just sound like a lunatic who wants to create a false division between people, and that's fucked up. Who the fuck goes on the internet and says, hey, I want to create a division between kids and their parents because their parents aren't somebody they should trust? Fuck that shit! You know, you can shit on religion all you want. I don't mind shitting on religion when it's necessary. You can shit on Christians all you want. But even in their fucking failings of fucking ideological suicide, I'll say this. They don't arbitrarily all the time try to cause divisions between kids and their fucking families. Yeah, I like your comment, Dan Riley. He says, careful, he's going to say you're pulling an appeal to authority fallacy now. Yeah, and that's funny, too, because like 90% of this guy's argumentation is just motherfucking appeals to authority as well.
Exact way in which Donald Trump's supporters think. They all suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Oh, somebody looked up Dunning-Kruger effect on Google and thinks that I'm fucking suffering some kind of cognitive dissonance where I just can't accept that I'm wrong. Like I'm some kind of narcissistic idiot, pounding his fucking head into the wall, thinking his logic is unimpeachable. Somebody needs to buy this dude a mirror so he can see that reflected in himself.
And they imagine themselves to be intellectually superior to those that are actually better educated.
What is your fucking education then, fuckhead? Where did you go to college? What are your credentials on motherfucking anything? You're the idiot that says that we can deduce the nature of all... you don't even consider the universe to be made of matter. This is the most absurd statement I've ever heard in my life. For God's sake, you think that quantum mechanics and physical mechanics, classical mechanics, can't even coexist. Where the fuck did you go to a school that's so stupid they would actually teach you something like that? And you're going to sit here and say that I'm suffering a Dunning-Kruger effect where I think, you know what? No, I don't think that I'm superior to anybody. I just know where there's bullshit. Okay? Oh, Jesus. This is, you know, in years of doing videos on fucking Onision's stupid ass I gotta say, this is just as painful. This is actually more painful to watch. Oh my God.
Backwards world that automatically assumes that you're wrong if you're a homosexual or wear makeup.
I assume you're wrong because your argumentation is all based on bullshit. Now I just throw a couple of insults in there just for some shock value, and guess what? You played right the fuck into it.
Or challenge their conservative, old, tired views in any way.
Oh, then what are your views besides something that was based on shit from Plato's time? Get with the fucking times already. You sit there and just label me an asshole because I voted for Donald Trump. You sit there and label me an asshole because my political views slant, in your opinion, more to conservative shit. I'm more of a central left person. You know, I don't always agree with what the conservatives do, but sure, take me out of context. You know, I'm not one of these people that blindly think we need a fucking police force, for example, that's equipped to the level of a goddamn military, because I find that to be kind of suspicious. You know, sure, fucking label me just one of these idiot Donald Trump supporters, one of these lowest common denominator Trump supporters that make the whole goddamn fucking support of the person who's president look bad. Label me one of these assholes and make the whole country look bad. Go fucking head. It suits your agenda. Shithead.
Another classic fallacy is the money fallacy. According to this fallacy, if any kind of financial motive can be ascribed to anyone, whatever that person says is immediately discredited.
Ah! Ha, ha! Oh my God. Oh my God. Ugh, it only took 5 minutes in to get here.
This fallacy is never applied to anyone approved of by the sort of person that invokes the fallacy.
There are different reasons why somebody wants a financial gain from a project. For example, I'm going to be starting up a Patreon soon so people can financially support my endeavors with music, because guess what? Music is kind of an expensive hobby. You know, well, I got the camera at a bad angle, but I've got a bunch of guitars back there, none of which were cheap to purchase, okay? It's an expensive endeavor, and having people back you and support you in that endeavor, it's not a bad thing, if it's for a legitimate purpose. Yours, I mean, let's break this shit down. I mean, fuck it. Let's fucking break this shit down. You're running an organization that goes out there and says bullshit like science is a religion, that people need to have a division put between them and their fucking families and shit. You're putting the presentation up as a fucking cult leader and shit. Why am I getting all these sad reactions out of nowhere, by the way? And on top of it all, you're taking money in for this, and there's nothing that seems to be getting achieved for your organization by doing this, because your presentation is the same. It's this dog shit, too bright fucking light on a black background in every video. You did a 3-hour fucking series of videos and it was exactly the same, besides some stupid Adobe After Effects bullshit thrown in. So with the most minimal effort being thrown into something like that, you know what? I think it's fucking hilarious that you're going to take my argument about how you're just ripping people off out of context and say that, oh, I'm using this for some kind of legitimate purpose. Well, bullshit. I don't see that being done. I'll go right back to it again. I've been doing this shit for 10 fucking years on YouTube, and I've seen people do this constantly. It's not that hard to figure out. And and as I said at the beginning of the stream, correlation does not mean necessarily causation. But for somebody that's got a vested financial interest in this shit, I will say I do find it a little bit funny that, for somebody that has a vested financial interest in this, you're going to take my ability to live stream this on a much larger platform where I could have brought this message across to a much wider group of people more accessibly. Again, why are so many people giving sad reacts on this, by the way? Because I'm getting a whole bunch of sad faces out of nowhere. Is Facebook finally shitting up my stream? I'm trying to see something really quick here, guys. Sorry. I'm getting like angry faces and sad faces. I don't know why. All right, whatever. Let's continue on.
No one says that the late Stephen Hawking was doing it for the money, or the evangelist Billy Graham, or the Pope.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people said that Billy Graham was doing it for the money. That's why his organization is a fucking laughingstock. Yeah, it's not like I live in the Bible Belt where this shit all went down. People laugh at that dumbass. You know what's fucking embarrassing is that his organization got purchased out by a fucking, unfortunately, by some bigger commune, and now it's actually getting funding again. That's where he gets all the money to do these buckets of food and shit. Whatever the fuck that's about. Yeah, sure. The apocalypse happens. I'm going to survive the next 40,000 years of nuclear winter with cream corn.
Nor is it applied to the likes of Steve Jobs, who was a predatory capitalist and absolutely doing it for the money.
Well, that was his prerogative. He was a capitalist. He ran a fucking multi-trillion-dollar company that produced computers and electronics and all kinds of shit. What do you think? The asshole who built the camera that you shot this video on? Or the asshole that manufactures the computers that you edit these videos on and upload them to YouTube and Facebook with isn't doing this for some kind of vested financial interest? Are you fucking retarded? Are you so stupid that you don't think that business people are in it for the business and in it for the money? There's no goddamn comparison between their want for money and yours. They want to contribute some kind of service, some kind of product to the masses that's actually useful. How the fuck is this useful? You got a video out there trying to indoctrinate people in going blindly along with the idea that science is some kind of bullshit religion. How is that useful to society? And accepting a financial handout from that, you just look like a petty fucking panhandler on the internet who's just got some bullshit to say that you want people to take at face value. There's no other way to look at this shit. This is like the worst defense of somebody's ideology I've ever fucking seen. Ever.
No, it's applied only to people who patently aren't wealthy. The people who use this fallacy...
You know, what's kind of funny is I'm surprised that you aren't wealthy, because I thought you would have been doing pretty good as a professional fucking TV actor. Which is what you were before you were on this shit. I thought maybe, save your shekels could have applied to somebody like you. Instead of, let's just be an edgelord on TV and blow through it all, you fucking idiot. Yeah. And also what I think is funny is that, don't you want to charge $5,000 per video at some point? Isn't that fucking outrageous? I'm not in it for the money. Just pay me $5,000 to go watch me do essentially the same thing that I'm watching you do right now. Insane.
They literally say he wants your money and therefore he's lying to you and trying to exploit you and manipulate you.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case. So try to defend that, because that's exactly what I've seen you do so far.
They never say it about Steve Jobs and his billionaire friends.
Oh, okay, so it would have been okay for Steve Jobs to do it so long as you can do it? Or it's okay for you to do it so long as Steve Jobs does it? That's not even a defense of your... that's not even a defense of your ideology. You just sound like fucking... Oh, that's funny that somebody writes that comment right now. You just sound like L. Ron Hubbard. God, my bitrate is going down through the floor, people. Hang on a second. My encoder is going down really hard. Just give me a second here. I just got to let it cool down for a minute. I'm probably going to use different settings in the future on this, because the encoder speed on this definitely is not keeping up with the resolution that I have this on, and Facebook crushes it down, but yeah.
The Donald Trumps of the world, who are self-evidently obsessed with wealth and power and the luxury that it brings.
Oh, you know what? Here's a fucking page out of my life, shithead. I've had a foot in both worlds. I've had a foot around extraordinary wealth, and I've fucking had a foot around extraordinary poverty. And guess what? I don't really fucking want either. I can get by on my own means. I'm fucking fine with that. Oh, because he's a Donald Trump supporter, that means he's obsessed with wealth. No, not really. Not really. Haven't you noticed that most of the people that voted for Donald Trump are actually just blue-collar, white-collar, average fucking people? Yes, he's a political dude. Yes, he was a huge businessman before he was a fucking president. That means he's got kind of financial backing. Jesus Christ, the fucking picture on the screen right now is creepy. Oh my God. That is just creepy. That is an image I didn't want to see. Holy shit. I didn't even realize it was fucking freezing that bad. But a lot of these people, they're pretty average blue-collar, white-collar people. They're not they're not like fucking multi-billionaires. But like I said, he was yes, a business person before he was president. But what does that have to do with shit? You want to talk about in context of being a president, then fuck you. You're taking it out of context again.
No, the money fallacy is never directed at the rich, to whom it would actually cease to be fallacious, but only at those who aren't rich. It's always used by...
Dude, you live in fucking Venice Beach. Do you have any idea how much fucking money it costs to have a house that's actually decent in California? Do you have any idea? The fucking housing market out there is out through the fucking roof. You live in an area where like the mean income is like $150,000 to $250,000 a year. And you're saying that isn't rich compared to what the average American makes? And you're able to live in an income bracket like that off sitting on your fucking lazy ass, making money on YouTube, making money on Facebook, making money on Patreon, not fucking having to work like the rest of us, you stupid fuck.
By supporters of right-wing predatory capitalism against non-predatory capitalists, which is pretty ironic. Another fallacy is the...
what the fuck about my support for Donald Trump makes me a predatory capitalist? What do you think? I'm just like, yeah, fuck the poor! Let's eat the poor! No, I think that we need to expand upon any kind of, not welfare, but more Social Security-based resources we have towards people that need the assistance in this country. I think that we kind of just colloquially blow them off and say, fuck you, get a job, and forget that a lot of people have difficulty in that. And if this goddamn OBS thing doesn't stop bitching at me to saying encoding overloaded, I'm going to just fucking turn this shit down to like a small-ass resolution. Alright, fuck it. I'm just going to do that shit really quick, because this is really starting to bug me. Let's see. Configure video. Hopefully this won't shut down my stream. Let's try this real quick. I don't even know what the hell that'll do. It's just it's that it's okay. It's that it's overloading my encoder like fucking crazy because I had the resolution maxed to like 1920 by 1080. So if you think about in terms of like video quality and shit, I mean it's pushing real hard to try to download that and translate that to what you're seeing on Facebook. There we go. Yeah, and if you're curious, this guy was on a TV show on AMC called Freak Show, and the whole premise was he lived with a bunch of people that were sideshow performers. And all of them were kind of cool, but he just had to be an edgelord there, too. He just had to fucking stand the fuck out. Because people like this are just, they're so fucking in love with themselves. They just got to fucking show the world how in love with themselves they are by having to draw attention to themselves all the time. Aside from his edginess, it's actually an interesting television show. It really was. You know. But, yeah.
All knowledge is free fallacy. So people have no problem paying for a Starbucks coffee or a Game of Thrones DVD or a smartphone, a PlayStation, a Big Mac or a beer or a night at the club or a concert ticket or whatever. But people of knowledge aren't to be paid.
No, I don't think they should. We live in a country where people pay $90,000 fucking college tuitions to learn what? And then come out of a college with a fucking worthless piece of paper as a degree in a field where there aren't any fucking jobs anymore. No, I'd say that the people of knowledge in this country need to go shove it and fuck off and learn to volunteer their goddamn services, because I'm sick and tired of watching their fucking dead lazy asses extort money out of people all over the fucking place for outrageous and outlandish fucking fees that they don't fucking deserve.
No, they must work for free and produce knowledge while being destitute.
Yeah, shut up with this fucking bullshit fucking argument. Yeah, you're not destitute. Like I said, you live in a fucking large income bracket area while not having to have a real fucking job. You're not destitute. Yeah, this harkens back to fucking Onion's fucking argumentation. Like, I'm struggling to survive. Oh, no, you're not doing shit. You're not doing anything of the sort. You're fucking fine. I hate when these crybabies do this shit. These utter fucking crybabies. God damn it, what does it mean encoding overloaded now? Are you guys getting any audio or video from me whatsoever? Or am I going to have to restart this? Oh, good God. Let me try something really quick. Because I'm really tired of this fucking shit. No, I don't want to switch to tab. I want to go to my page. Because I'm really getting tired of whatever the hell's going on here. I'm getting tired of the fact that we live in 2018 and because of technology we get all these super inefficient programs that can't even fucking stream to Facebook. Let's see. Let's see if we can even load my page. Wow, it's just like blanking out the video page now. I may have to stop this and restart it. Either that or I need to stop fucking using Firefox for anything, because all it is a giant memory hog. Alright, let's see. Blanking out the video page now. I may have to stop this and... Well, okay, so no, my audio is going good. Okay, so the video's choppy, but the audio's good. All right. Oh, whatever. I guess I'll continue onward. Technology, man. Fucking whatever. What can you do? I blame it on a power outage I had recently. Every time I get power outage out here, it seems to just fuck my computer up more and more and more. It's not like I can do anything about it. I got it plugged into a surge protector all the time, but... considering that the nuclear power out here is kind of dirty as far as how it goes through the grid, it's not really 100% trustworthy. So a fucking power, capacitor is only going to do you so much. So anyway, moving along.
Of course, the people who invoke this fallacy never apply it to themselves. They never produce any knowledge, and they're the first to complain if anyone asks them to work for nothing.
Fuck off. I've heard your music, and I am a hell of a lot more knowledgeable about making music that doesn't sound like a big pile of horse shit than you are. I also am much more knowledgeable about most of the topics you choose to talk about in your videos. For example, when you try to sit there and say that everything in the fucking universe can be broken down to nothing but sine and cosine waves, I laugh my ass off, because as a person who's worked in various capacities as an electrical maintenance engineer, for you not to know that there are many different waves that can coexist with one another, such as triangle waves, square waves, pulse waves, sawtooth waves, all for different types of conductancies. It's unfucking real how you can sit there and think you know anything about how anything in the fucking universe functions if you can't even figure out that this is broken down on the most simplistic level. I mean, I had to know what I was doing because I didn't want to fucking electrocute the shit out of myself to death working as an electrician. Anybody that has a functional knowledge about these kind of things knows that you're just fucking saying words that sound important but mean nothing.
Even though they expect others to work for nothing. They do nothing for the cause of knowledge and actively undermine it by trolling knowledge producers. Most of them are anarchists and hate the idea of a healthy society.
What the fuck? You're the guy that installs his bullshit on a fucking system that says it needs to tear the world apart to fix it from within. And I'm the anarchist? I laugh at hardcore anarchists. I laugh at people like fucking Anarchy Ball on YouTube because they have no fucking idea how the world works. I laugh at people who think it needs to be like the purge out there to function because they're idiots.
If people value knowledge, why would they pay nothing for it, yet happily pay for things that they claim to have much less value?
Actually, I put a lot of value in a good Starbucks coffee, assuming the barista didn't burn the ever-living shit out of the coffee beans. But that's a ridiculous argument. So, like, where do I even begin with that? So why pay for anything? If you don't want to sit there and pay somebody $5,000 for videos about knowledge, big quotes there, knowledge, why would you want to pay for anything? Like I said earlier, I don't think people need to be paying, when it comes to the terms of knowledge, like $90,000 fucking dollars for tuitions and stuff. I think that's outrageous. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely bullshit. I mean, I know people that are going to be in debt for the rest of their goddamn lives from how much they had to pay for college, and it's ridiculous. We throw people that are young into the job market, into a fucking pile of bullshit like that where they can't even pay it back. You know. And I have no idea what this Martha person is saying in my comments, but you know what? I don't care. I don't even, what the fuck are you, I don't even care. It's like,
they have the most bizarre attitude towards knowledge and those that create it. They believe that it should be done.
So knowledge is created, it's not gained. So you can just make shit up? I'm creating knowledge. Yeah, I can create knowledge too. I can make up any dumb bullshit thing I want. Doesn't mean it's valid.
For free, for the benefit of the human race, even though it's never been done for free in history. Did Stephen Hawking produce knowledge for nothing? Did Einstein? No, not for a second. These were extremely well-paid scientists. So why is the...
And you're not! You're some fucking idiot with fucking greasy bleached hair on the internet trying to pretend he's a fucking Marshall Applewhite clone, ripping people off for $5,000 a video on Patreon. You're not a fucking scientist. You're a stupid fucking hack and a joke of a human being. I mean, haven't you ever faced any real criticism about that at all? Fuck, is this the first time somebody's actually fucking taken your bullshit jabbering and just fucking thrown it back in your face and going, shut the fuck up. You can't separate yourself from what you are. You're a fucking hack.
All knowledge is free fallacy.
And yes, I did get that. Hang on a second.
And everyone else paid for by the government to produce knowledge. No, this fallacy is only ever directed at those not getting paid by the government.
Oh, yeah, sure. So I'm going to sit there and take handouts from the government, and then I have the fucking right to give people knowledge. Fuck that shit. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm going to try to get this picture up. Here we go. Yeah. So what the fuck is this shit about then? It's probably going to be hard to see. I'm going to try to manually focus that in a moment here. Give me 1 second. Configure video. I got to get the camera control. Focus. What's this shit about then? You think that's reasonable? Do you think that's fucking reasonable? $5,000 per video. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be motherfucking kidding me to think that anybody on this earth is gonna... I'm already fucking block Martha's fucking comments on here because I don't know what the shit it is she's talking about. I really don't. Okay, I'm just going to block her fucking comments on here because this is just like... I don't even know what the fuck you're bitching about. Like, you're just fucking randomly saying words. I have sex, I'll go on to you in the news, but the American Science... Dude, take your fucking medicine. Jesus Christ. Or shut the fuck up and get out of my fucking comments, because to be really honest with you, how the fuck you think people are going to take your religion seriously when most of the people like yourself are babbling fucking morons about it on the internet? You're about as fucking senseless as this asshole. But no, I mean, $5,000 fucking dollars per video. Insane.
Producing knowledge independently of the system and the man. You would think that these heroes would be extremely valued for their independence from government propaganda.
What do you mean valued for being independent from government propaganda? First off, no, I guess, you know, like, where do I even start with this shit? You prove that your knowledge is even accurate then. You know, prove it. Science proves itself. A lot of the disciplines that they teach in the academic institutions we have in this country have been proven to be accurate. This has nothing holding it up. $5,000 a video. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to get over that.
And groupthink. But nope, not for a second. Their motives are constantly contested by the legions of conformists. Through the money fallacy, the knowledge...
Yeah, it's all these conformists that don't want to sit there and pay you half a fucking goddamn 10 grand to watch you bitch.
Knowledge heroes are denounced for needing money to live. And through the all knowledge is free fallacy...
So then by that fucking logic, all this bullshit is just to fucking support your living then. So it's not even really to support Hyperianism as an ideology or a philosophy. It really is just to support your personal fucking income. That's hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. It's about as hilarious as how bad my fucking screen's frame rate is right now.
Claimed that anyone engaged in producing knowledge should never be paid under any circumstances.
Hey, if you actually wanted to volunteer this knowledge, it would show that you had something called integrity and credibility. But something that's you clearly fucking lack.
The people who dredge up these ridiculous fallacies have total contempt for knowledge. If they actually valued knowledge, the knowledge producers would be the richest people on earth.
Who the fuck are you to tell me that I don't value knowledge? Who the fuck are you, you ugly fucking meth head? Jesus Christ, I love learning new things. I love expanding my academic horizons, my mental horizons. It's better than sitting around in a fucking lonely-ass dark apartment with candle lights all over the fucking place, ripping teenagers off of their money for all the bullshit I made up. Oh, God.
Not the poorest. Not working for free in order to gratify those that have never produced a single particle of knowledge in their lives.
Yeah, you are producing knowledge, so you're just making shit up. The difference is knowledge... How do I even fucking put this into words? This is the most absurd shit I've ever heard in my life. Knowledge isn't just shit you make the fuck up. You can't just make shit up and then all of a sudden it's true. You shit on Christianity for the same reason.
Go on. All those that invoke the money fallacy and the all knowledge is free fallacy, put your money where your mouth is. Start producing knowledge for free. Start living on nothing.
Actually, I'm producing the knowledge that you're full of shit for free because I don't get paid for any of this shit. For years, I've been producing all types of different content for free. I've been making music for years for free. I haven't gotten paid a cent for any of it. I've been producing video content up until the time I got on a partnership for a while, and then that went kaput when that company went out of business. For like about 7 or 8 years, I was making content for free. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. $5,000 a fucking video? Why don't you take your money and shove it right up your fucking greedy, egotistical, I'm not a capitalist, but I benefit from the fucking benefits of capitalism, sorry, egotistical, fucking two-faced, duplicitous, hypocritical ass. Fuck ass.
The reality is that these people could never produce any knowledge. They don't have the intelligence. And
yeah, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to make things up.
They despise intelligence and the intelligent.
Rue those intelligent people! Rue them! Rue them all! Yeah, shut up. Rue all the people in which I got a fucking behavioral science degree from. Rue all the people that I had to get certifications to be a qualified electrical maintenance engineer from. Rue all the people that have taught me all kinds of knowledge about how people like you are to be fucking just completely disregarded as intellectuals. Yeah, rue all these people. Again, what is the mark of your fucking intelligence, shithead? Fucking wanna be like fucking Prince Nuado looking motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Ah! Right as Brett fucking comments, Brett Silva, is that the Dark Elf guy from Hellboy 2? No, because that guy was actually an interesting character and he had charisma.
They despise knowledge and knowledge makers and treat them with supreme contempt.
There's a difference between somebody that's actually an educator and a knowledge maker. Look at the language he's using here. You don't just make knowledge. Knowledge is not shit you make the fuck up. How stupid do you think I am? You think I don't see through this bullshit flowery language you're using here? God.
They want them to be slaves, begging out on the street for handouts and living in cardboard boxes.
Yeah, of course. That's exactly the world I want for people. I want everybody to be homeless. I want everybody to fucking sit there and live on fucking Section 8 and welfare forever. Yep, that's totally the fucking vision of America that I want. No. Sorry. I don't think a panhandling future is a good one.
Because knowledge is free, so no one gets paid for producing it. The people who say such things exhibit the Dunning-Kruger effect to the utmost degree.
Or do you not know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is and you're just some fucking sped that decided to go look it up on Google and then all of a sudden you're just so fucking knowledgeable about fucking basic psychology. You sound like a fucking sociopathic narcissist, if we want to be honest here. And I think that if we're going to be like, oh, fucking brainiacs, why don't I extol some knowledge upon you? This is nothing more than an extol of bullshit from your narcissistic rage. I stabbed a fucking nerve a little bit too much with my response videos to you. And now you're pissed off because people are starting to see through your bullshit, which is going to make your fucking want to have an easy living as sitting on your ass doing this shit forever difficult. Is that really what's going on here? Because I think that's more realistic than fucking, I've heard it all, and it's so bored and tried and tired. That's why I preempted all of these arguments that people made to me, just so in case I needed to make this video. Fuck off, man. Fuck off with this shit already. How many of these goddamn cocksuckers are going to pop up on YouTube over the years? My God. Oh, my God. You should watch him try to run for office. Oh, what a shit show that would be. I mean, this guy's so fucking in love with himself. And then he's going to say that he's not.
They're delighted by the rich capitalist billionaires and never say a word against them. They don't...
Yeah. How many times, people, have I shit all over the rich in my videos? How many fucking times have I said, fuck the upper class, fuck the rich class? I've been around those kind of people way too many fucking times in my life.
Say electricity should be free. They don't say TV or water or food or smartphones should be free.
How the fuck are you going to have any functioning infrastructures in this fucking society if things are just free? You think I'm that stupid that I can't get that?
No, it's only knowledge that's singled out to be free.
Yes, and the reason for that is knowledge needs to be free. Because guess what? Validated, actually proven, and accurate knowledge, that needs to be free. There's no reason why it should come with a price tag unless there's something in it for the fucking person arbitering that fucking knowledge, you goddamn egotistical jackass. This is ridiculous. You know, the vigilant Christian comes up with more coherent and easy to follow argumentation than this. And that's goddamn saying something, and he's a fucking lunatic.
And knowledge workers that have to work for nothing. I know that the trolls watching this are just itching to post a comment.
Actually, I wasn't itching to post a comment. I was itching to do a video response as a live stream on my channel. And I just find it interesting that all of a sudden, the day this goes up, I can't. Again, for the billionth time, correlation doesn't mean causation. But it is an interesting coincidence, I'll just say that.
That's right, I'm talking to you. But before you post, and I know your fingers are already eagerly poised over the keyboard.
Well, they were eagerly poised over my balls, because when I saw this, I had to scratch them.
Keep in mind that I leave your comments up as an example for all to see, so that everyone can witness how dumb you really are.
That doesn't work in your favor, dipshit! Oh my god! That doesn't work in your favor! All my comments do is get, me a lot more subscribers, and I thank you, all of you. You guys are fucking wonderful. And it makes people aware that when they start seeing what I'm talking about in my comments appear in your videos, that you're just a big fucking charlatan totally full of shit. Oh, this really is also a coincidental thing to say the day my channel gets flagged from live streams for 6 months. Thank God. Thank God I have, multitudes of backup channels that have an equally large amount of subscribers to them, and really the focus of live streaming for my YouTube wasn't even focused so much on my someguy827 channel, but yeah.
And the utter stupidity of humanity. Not only that, but all your infantile comments alert the social networking algorithms that this is a popular post, ensuring that my posts and videos are seen by more people.
Yeah, and guess what? I've got a fucking hell of a screenshot here that I want to show you guys. Because there's an irony to that needs to be seen to be believed. Hang on 1 second, guys. I need to get the focus back up. And by the way, if you really think that's how algorithms work on YouTube, you're out of your fucking mind. God damn it, where the hell did the fucking controls go? There we go. All right. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Look who's showing up in related channels on your fucking page, dipshit. Yes, that's right. It's making people aware of your content. And by the way, it works both ways. I've been getting an influx of fucking subscribers from this guy's channel because guess what? I'm fucking featured in related channels on his page because of the fucking algorithm, which I think is funny too because Styx is in there, and I would love to see what Styx thinks of his fucking channel. Meaning, I'd love to just see his pasty self who's fucking apparently unable to wear a t-shirt with a jacket commentate on him. This is amazing. Like, I don't get it. It's like, it works both ways, jackass. Obviously, you haven't used any bit of social media long enough to understand this. And that should go to show you, by the way, from the refocus there, just how much refocus it takes to actually get me to not be a giant blur on here. Oh, hey, Reese! Holy shit, I haven't even seen your comments in there. How the fuck is it going? Jesus, long time. No talk, Mr. Take Shot. You should shoot the shit soon. It's been a while.
So post away, you dumb fucks. As the narrator said in Idiocracy, the #1 movie was called Ass.
Yeah. And I guess you'd be the star of it because you're the biggest ass that I've seen on YouTube in a while.
And that's all it was for 90 minutes. It won 8 Oscars that year, including Best Screenplay.
And guess what? It wasn't even real! So who gives a shit?
That's the same experience as reading most of the comments that I get on Facebook. Nothing but ass. Up your game, trolls. At least try to be creative, trolls. Tell funnier jokes. Shave off your fucking eyebrows. Or try working for free and produce knowledge for the good of humanity, you...
What the fuck, you stupid fucking faggot? Like I said, for like 8 years on YouTube, up until I fucking had a partnership for a while, yeah, I was working for free. And now that company, they were called MCNs, known as multi-channel networks, now that the MCN doesn't exist anymore, I'm back to working for free. And guess what? I don't give a shit. As I said before, I produced music for years for free. I produced video content for years for free. And by the way, I didn't ask people to pay for it anyway. When I was making money off it, I was making money off it by the fact that I allowed advertising videos to be placed on my content so that a revenue stream was driven between the advertisers, YouTube, and then I got a cut of whatever that revenue was, which was really minimal. So I'm making like, you know, for like a couple of years there, $20 every month. Woo, you know. So big fucking wow. So essentially, at back to square one, you know, $20, big fucking whoop. I'm still kind of working for free. Making this kind of shit. Up your game, shithead. Nobody on fucking YouTube can troll worth a fuck, it seems. You're the one telling me to fucking up my game, and you're the one that's fucking so fucking butthurt, so ass blasted, as Gage Kirby over here in the comments says. It's unbelievable. I've never seen this level of fucking, oh my god, I'm so butthurt, this is the best I can do.
Holier than thou, fucks. You're nothing but a cancer to this world.
Yeah, such a cancer, man. That's one of the reasons I fester around 4chan's B form. That's one of the reasons why I should get a big old fucking Pepe the Frog tattooed on my fucking hand. Or better yet, I can get one tattooed on the only finger on this hand that fucking matters. Bitch.
Soon to be extinct. My name is Moore.
Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm gonna go extinct, guys. I'm gonna go the way of the dodo bird. Oh no, I'm gonna be replaced by ugly, weird, narcissistic meth heads and fucking rouge and fucking mascara. Ah! I kind of wonder what my neighbors think every now and then when I do these videos. I look like a floating head. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this really quick. There. Now I can engage in what he would call the superiority complex fallacy now that I've made him smaller. Look at you, small little man in the corner of my screen. I blow pittance upon you. What is this shit? Oh my god. You know, I will say this. Your videos do one thing for me. I feel that they make me feel better about myself. Because I'll never have to be you at the end of the day. No matter what depths of stupidity that my life sinks down to, it's never going to be fucking this far down.
Herald of the Hyperion New World Order.
And I'm also not such a fucking simpering dipshit that I actually think a new world order would be a great idea. You should watch a movie called Starship Troopers. Set aside all the bullshit in the storyline about the war between humans and big-ass insects and focus on the world that the characters live in. You want a new world order? Okay, how about a fascist, unified, federalist dictatorship where every single person has to formulate their thoughts along the predisposed, insane, one-world way of thinking as everyone else to even be considered a citizen. Yeah, sure, that's a fucking world I want to live in, because that's totally not a new world order. Oh, and I make fun of you for not having eyebrows. You can make fun of me for having horrible teeth. You can make fun of me for being a kind of fat, chunky, splotchy, ugly piece of shit who can't even shave his fucking head right. You make fun of me for a whole bunch of reasons. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not so fucking thin-skinned. I'm really let it get to me, because at least I know I'm an ugly fucking piece of shit.
Ad Astra. To the stars.
Spaghetti.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and check out my Patreon for
Please give me money.
hidden videos. If you enjoy my videos, join us on Patreon. That's how I'm able to continue my work.
That's how I'm able to keep getting more of your shekels, because it's totally horrible of a fallacy for people to criticize somebody asking $5,000 per video eventually. It's insane. That's absolutely insane. Like, I mean, Of course, you know, somebody that's a fucking eunuch on the internet with a stupid blonde fright wig and makeup is totally not going to be an egotistical, greedy son of a bitch, but...
Now, I'd like to say thank you to everyone on Patreon. It's time we put an end to this idiocracy and usher in a new world.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? Kill people like me? Okay, let me turn off the display capture here. And let me get rid of this because I think this is taking up too much of my RAM, frankly. Oh, sorry for that. I mean, $5,000, if I was able to get a fucking Patreon level for the stuff I want to do, where I'm making like $5,000 a month, that could facilitate everything I ever want to do with the projects that I'm going to be doing in the future. I mean, that would be kick-ass. But the fact of the matter is, you know, at the end of the day, when it's somebody just sitting around telling you that, well, let me take these headphones off now, because it's like I realize that I'm yelling because I can have to hear myself. You know, here I am. Fuck, I just drank all that, damn. Here I am having to drink Theraflu for like fucking throat problems and stuff, and you know, I'm just fucking whining and bitching and yelling about this. But you know, that's the thing that just fucks me so much about this crap. You know, fucking $5,000 a video. Oh my god. Oh my god, that shit just makes me want to scream. It really does. Like, if it was for legitimate purposes, I could understand. If it was for anything like that, wasn't just a fucking scam, I could understand. But to take my fucking argumentation, you fucking duplicitous, two-faced cunt, and break it down to, oh, it's just because he doesn't have eyebrows, or I think he's a fag. No, I think you're a manipulative jackass charlatan that failed as an entertainer and you found a new fucking way to rip people off for money because that's all people like you do. I think what you do is disgusting because I think that you try to give people the impression that they're learning some kind of insanely secret knowledge about how things in this universe function and all this other stupid fuddy-duddy hippy-dippy bullshit. And what you're really, like I've said this before in a video, I'm just going to say it one more fucking time. What this guy's doing is he's finding people that were in the same position I was in my early 20s. A lot of them are in their late teens. Some people are late bloomers and shit. But what he's doing is he's taking people around that age group who want to be validated in how they're looking at the world. Society doesn't really accept readily people that are on the fringes. They don't accept goth culture easily. And I don't mean goth culture in and of itself. Obviously, it's a big, accepting, welcoming community. But outside of that, a lot of people, they look at them as freaks. People that are into the occult, they're looked at as, ooky, spooky witches, devil worshippers, whatever, bullshit. People that are into alternative sciences, alternative medicines, alternative pretty much everything. They're on the fringes of society, and they're not openly accepted en masse, except within their communities. And within those communities, they're seeking some kind of validation. They're seeking a little bit of an escape from a lot of the scorn that they might face. And that's where assholes like this find their mark. What they do is they go and they find people that are willing to accept this shit at face value because it gives them the impression it's about what they're into, even though that's all just a front. It's completely irrelevant. It's small potatoes. It's just second hat. It doesn't fucking matter. So, once they get people hooked into this shit, they feel accepted into another community, which would be the community of people that are into this Hyperionism shit, welcome into that. And in and of itself, I don't even really have a problem with, because being part of a community of something is not bad as long as people welcome you for who you are. They accept you for who you are. But when it's a community based on somebody filling your head with bullshit, fake-ass knowledge they're making up on the spot, and it's fueling their fucking ego to give them the impression they're an intellectual. It's fueling their fucking narcissism to the point they think that dickheads like me are just saying argumentation as simple as, you're ugly, you're a fag, you don't have any eyebrows. I think that's where somebody like this just really shows what they're truly about. And it has nothing to do with actualization. It has nothing to do with self-empowerment, thinking for yourself, or anything. It's just some fucking jackass wanting your fucking money. And then they sit there and say, well, is it wrong to want money to live? Well, I thought this money was going to go to your fucking bullshit Hyperionism shit, not just to pay your fucking bills. Get a fucking job, jackass. Because other people that support this shit have a job. And a lot of the fucking money they have for their jobs goes to fund this bullshit. And that doesn't matter to you because at that point, it's not your money that's being wasted. You want some fucking integrity? Put your own money where your fucking mouth is, you asshole. When I do my music projects, I fund it with my own money. It's not easy to do. Jesus, one of my guitars alone, I paid $800 cash for. Oh, well, that's small potatoes. Yeah, for the guy that lives in a fucking $250,000 a year income bracket fucking neighborhood wanting $5,000 a fucking month for his videos. Shithead. You know? And as for your comment, Nora, yeah, well, I mean, that really kind of does break it down. You don't have to be part of somebody's particular mold because you look at things in a certain way. But what I'm saying is that for some people, they're seeking that validation. Not everyone is. Sometimes they find these kind of things organically. And then they find that it might validate a couple of thoughts that they have about things because at face value, I see why people are attracted to this. But when that manipulation starts to take hold and a lot of people are getting just their leg pulled because they're being provided something that on face value is architectured to look like what it's, you know, what it says it's all about, but in reality, once you start taking the layers off, it's all just bullshit. That's where the problems come in. That's really where the problems come in. Morg doesn't like when people break things down to that level. That's one of the reasons why his video has all been about how stupid people like me are and how we don't fucking get it. You know, I mean, I've fucked around with all kinds of different people on YouTube, and I've seen all kinds of different tactics people employ. This is just some entry-level bullshit. It's almost below somebody that wants to claim they're an intellectual. You know, I studied the failings of Scientology for years and how it utilized similar tactics in order to entrap people in that bullshit. And that really is what this organization reminds me of. It's something that says that it's going to do better for humanity, and it says that people that detract against it are, they call them SPs, suppressive people. You should see a video on YouTube of how Scientologists deal with people that defect and they can get considered suppressive people. It's absolutely insane. And this mentality is existent within this organization as well. And I don't like that. I don't like that mob mentality. You know, I have my opinion on something based on what I've observed, based on the fact that I have a functioning good knowledge of how cults manipulate people and fuck with them, and therefore I'm a fucking idiot because it's a detraction, it's in dissent against what this guy's bullshit is all about. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. You fucking jackass. I mean, is that really, to even tell me at that point to up my fucking game? The only thing I need to up my game on is being able to properly, you know, shave my own head so I don't boil my fucking scalp in the summer. Look at this shit. Ew. I've actually been thinking of taking this piece too and just cutting it off. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm going to be self-conscious. I guess the next time you'll see me up here, I'll be in rouge and fucking clown white and mascara. But why do you make fun of his appearance? It's not his argument. Because he looks like a fucking goofball. You know, I'm sorry. The look is dead, dude. It's not 2000 anymore. Grow up. Grow up. You know? And then the fact is he wears that shit like fucking 24/7 too. I mean, I've fucking been around goth people like my whole fucking life. And I think it's the fucking silliest, edgiest, dumbest motherfuckers that sit around in that shit 24/7. If you're doing it because you do like makeup videos on YouTube, that's one thing. If you're doing it because you're trying to do something as a part of a look because you're a professional, you know, as like a part of a professional entertainer, then that's different. But you're sitting around like living vicariously through this fucking bullshit. Let's see, a Britney shave. Yeah, sure. I'm going to walk through life looking like a freshly circumcised dick. Devin Marshall Nunendorf. Hopefully I pronounced your last name right. He says, to an extent, everyone wants to belong somewhere, which is why it appeals to teenagers and the like. And yeah, that is exactly why I think that's really fucked up. There's a lot of the people that go head on for this, they are pretty young. And that's another argument that just gets, you know, completely right over his head intentionally. You know, it's completely ignored. It's completely disregarded because then there's no defense against that. Well, we're trying to educate the youth into what? Into what can be derived from any of this fucking bullshit? This is the same jackass that says science is all about trying to figure out what your purpose is, when science doesn't even go into that. It doesn't even concern itself with that. Let's see. I'm going through some of the comments here now. To Nikki Maloney, you're going to probably want to rewind to the beginning of this. But now to get into what I was talking about at the very beginning of the stream, for anybody that missed it, which was probably the majority of you guys, I'm going to be doing live streams like this on Facebook from now on. And I'm going to be doing gaming streams and music editing streams. Hopefully, if I can figure out a way to do cross streams and stuff, which means basically I can stream simultaneously to Facebook and Twitch. I'm going to be doing music editing streams and music creation streams and gaming streams on both here and Twitch. And I'm going to be setting up a new fucking YouTube channel where I'm going to be focusing on my music. I'm going to use someguy827 for the rants and such. The reason being is, well, strike happened today, ironically. And it seems like it was preemptive, but like I said a billion times already, correlation doesn't mean causation. Just find it a funny coincidence. And, I mean, the way that someguy827 has actually been received as a channel for, like, the last 10 years, I mean, I'm always getting hit with strikes like that. There's relatively little I can do. So, I mean, 6 months without the ability to do it. If I can appeal the strike, then that's great, but it seems to be on a very... The video it's on is a video that I did about the shooting that happened at the YouTube headquarters, and I find it very an interesting video to get struck because, one, it doesn't have any violent content or graphic content, though that was the nature of the strike. That's what the criteria for it being approved was. I would agree that maybe the subject matter was graphic because it dealt with a fucking public shooting, but it's like, it's a video that's hard to appeal because you'd have to make the case to YouTube that you're not trying to be graphic, that you're not trying to exploit some kind of violent tragedy. And I wasn't. I was talking on a general subject. But for being flagged under that criteria, I mean, that's the thing that's always been really shitty about the flags and the strikes that I get. I have to make this arbitrary case about something that's not even a fucking problem for no fucking reason. So trying to fight that uphill battle with YouTube, a lot of the times I let these strikes just play themselves out because there's no fucking point at all. I have to fight a bullshit, arbitrary uphill battle with a website that doesn't functionally employ human staff to look over these appeals. As far as I've been able to tell, the encounters that I've had with it, it's so fucking automated. It's so fucking bullshit. It's so fucking robotic that it's like there's no point. It's like every single thing has to appeal to this bullshit authoritative list of criteria that there's no point. Russell Hunter says, if you deleted a video, would the strike go away? No. See, that would make sense. That would be an appeal to authority that I wouldn't be unwilling to make. Because I'd rather, say, fuck it, I'll sacrifice the video so long as I get some of the capacity to utilize my YouTube channel back. And, fortunately, I'm unable to do that. And the fucking bullshit of it is, too, there's so many restrictions on things that you used to be able to just have automatic for your channel. Like when I make the new music created channel, or music based channel, I'm going to have to wait 30 days before having the option to actually access live streaming. I mean, god damn it, YouTube, what the fuck? you know, if it weren't for the fact that it was funded by a conglomeration, YouTube would really just be on the out and out right now. It really would. Because people don't want to put up with this fucking shit. They don't. They would just be like, you know what? Fuck you. We'll go elsewhere. And for a while we had elsewhere to go. We had VidMe. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, I kind of feel that VidMe as a platform was kind of like bullied off the internet because it has to be in competition, even though financially there was no competition, with a conglomerately like fucking $1 billion backed goddamn entity like fucking YouTube funded through Google. And that's such a problem. I mean, once somebody says, fuck you, stop trying to compete with us on that level, they can just crush everything you're trying to do like almost instantly. And that's the thing I fucking hate about companies like YouTube. You know, that's kind of way I wish like VidMe were still around. Vimeo would have been an option. Enzo Castellanuvo. I like that name. That's a neat name. But no, Vimeo would have been an option, but, oh man, it's even more restrictive from YouTube because you've actually got to pay money to have any decent sort of uploading ability at all. So on Vimeo, I wouldn't even be able to upload a video this long due to the file size and due to the length of the video. I'd have to actually pay them some kind of like monthly fee in order to do that. And I don't want to do that. If it turns out he has alopecia, I'd feel like a dick. Yeah, I kind of feel like one too. But at the same time, it just kind of seems like he's fucking going for this wannabe John 5 fucking Marilyn Manson, like the late 90s, early 2000s edgy fucking look. You know? It was really showing his age. I mean, you know, come on, give it the fucking times already. At least lift some weights. You want to look like a fucking edgy goth dude? Fucking look like Peter Steele. Lift some weights, look masculine, for God's sake. You know? Which mod is this? You mean the box mod? This is one of these little smoke vapes. It's I forget what the mod on this is called, but it's actually really damn good. It's actually really good. I usually keep it low wattage because of the tank that's on it. I usually keep it around 60. It's pretty good. And if you're curious as to the juice that I smoke, I use this one by a company called Air Factory. They're really fucking good. They make really decent 100 milliliters. I want to try the blue raspberry flavor they got. I don't know really what this one is. It's some kind of strawberry-ish assorted berry. Anyway, there's a cringeworthy moment for the video. If not for the massive amounts of lag that have been in this video so far. VidLee. What is VidLee? I'm going to look that up really quick. VidLee. VidLLI. What is VidLee? VidLee display yourself. Holy shit! Somebody made 2005 YouTube. What the fuck? I gotta show you guys this shit. For those that haven't seen it. What the fuck? Old fags remember. Damn. Look at this shit. Wow. Oh my god, dude. Can you customize the layout for your channel on this? If you can customize the layout for your channel like 2010 YouTube, motherfuckers, I am all over this shit. Like, look at this shit. Holy shit. This is great. This is amazing. This is like what I fucking started making YouTube videos on. This is exactly how it fucking looked. Holy shit. I'm going to click on a random channel. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this. And it's funny, too, because YouTube couldn't even sue. Because they fucking abandoned this layout. They abandoned this style. I don't know what any of this is. I think this is like some random video game footage. I'm just going to click on this video randomly. I don't know what any of this is. Okay, some random fucking anime game or whatever. Holy shit, the player is exactly the same. Look at this fucking shit. Video response button is still there. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, when it comes to pictures of Morgan when he was younger, it's like, yeah, he didn't look like a fucking freak of nature. Then he decided to fucking shave off his eyebrows. And it looks like he gets like Botox injects and shit. I miss customizable. You know what? I don't miss just customizable Corey Levin's customizable YouTube. I miss customizable social media in general. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I don't know why that had to stop being a thing. You know, I can understand, you know, for websites like MySpace to cut down on people using dumb CSS tags to, like, you know, be a troll and fucking, you know, bomb people's computers out like the moment they log into the fucking page. But what I do miss is social media just in general being customizable. Instead of everything has to look like Facebook with a simple white and bluish layout. That's fucking horrifying on the eyes. Like, I actually have custom themes installed to my Facebook because I can't stand... sorry, I was distracted by a comment that was on there. I can't stand the fucking white layout. It's like at night, it's like searing into my retinas. Oh, Jesus. I also don't like the fact that social media has a conformist element to it, where every person's page you go to, it looks exactly the same. And then algorithmically, through our subconscious, it actually makes us put everything up there in a similar fashion to everyone else. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that uniformity is always 100% great. I don't think it's great. I miss, like, MySpace being able, you could, like, customize a page, and if you were actually good at customization, you could show that you were, you know, somewhat talented. Graphic design or whatever. Or for bands, it could give you a better insight as to the vibe a band was going for when you visited their fucking page. And in fact, that sort of customization, it fed it down into very different forms of web experience in general. I mean, bands were experimenting a lot more with having interactive pages and such through utilizing like Flash elements and all that. But now, since everything is wanting to be, you know, especially for your SEOs on your pages and stuff, they have to be like formatted for phones and shit. It's now going back to streamlining the shit out of the internet and making everything's like fucking bored. And shut the fuck up, Martha. Nobody gives a fuck. Jesus Christ. Who is this crazy fucking piece of shit? Annoying the shit out of me with these comments. Just shut up. Nobody fucking cares. Shut up. Let's see. It's like... I'm trying to get my browser to unlock so I can actually check out this person's page, but I can't. Martha Barphonic. How barphonic? I didn't straight up ban her because I'm not sure how to ban people in live streams yet. But they fucked off for a little bit and then they came back with this fucking bullshit. I don't know, whatever. But no, I guess this is the part where I should give you some updates on basically what's been going on with me. I've been focusing a lot on music projects. I've been focusing a lot on additional video projects to go with the music projects. I'm actually trying to do a mixed media project right now that blends a little bit of what I do musically with a lot of the stuff you've seen me do visually with video. I'm trying to do what's called an EPK, an electronic press kit, for a project that I'm working on. And since I'm a fan of like retro media, I'm going to try to do it in a really neat way. Like, I literally have access to an ancient ass fucking, look, like, you want to see some retro technology. I'm going to be doing video on this soon. Once the video lets go a little bit and you can see it. Because I don't know if it's going to play back. Yeah, Justin, I think I'm going to fucking sign up for Vidly, too. God, this thing is, like, lagging so fucking bad. I can't even... There we go. There you go. And then now I know you can see it. I'm going to be doing video on that, like fucking... Oh, there we go. Turn my display capture off. Fucking 8mm, but I don't know. I like the way that old DV just comes out. It looks fucking cool to me. It's got that kind of hazy kind of fuzz on it. And I've got a converter that I'm going to get that converts the analog playback. And it's got like basically a box about roughly the size of my phone on it. Basically, it converts the analog playback into a digital signal. And it's going to turn that around so I can utilize it in an editor. And like, you know, turn it into MP4 and whatever. Mackenzie Culpitz asks, weren't you at one point trying to write a book? I actually am still writing it. And I'm taking it very seriously now. And it's not just a book. It's a book that comes in a series. And I really learned a lot more about writing in the last few years than I ever thought I knew before. And just how much effort it takes to actually write hard fiction that has a lot of lore to it, that has a lot of backstory to it, then, I mean, God, it is... I give props to anybody that fucking writes a lot of books or a lot of media like that in quantity, because they have the fucking presence of mind to be able to do that. It's so fucking difficult to actually give like a really deep backstory behind a whole lot of other things. You know, evil sounds make souls evil, and flat a later time to get the most important things. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Martha's comments on here, and I'm going to put them as fucking, like, I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fucking make, like, a fucking collage as, like, one of the liner images, because I'm so retro. I still want to release shit on CD. In the fucking CD I'm going to release, I'm going to take it, like, as, like, the fucking scramblings of, like, a schizophrenic. You know, just, like, have it all scribbled down, like, hastily on a piece of paper. But no, as for your comment, Mackenzie, I'm still working on that to this day even. It's just, it's fucking time consuming, and it's a lot more work than I thought. So I've kind of been keeping it on the back burner as far as keeping people updated about it. When it's done, it'll be done. Russell asks, what genre is the book, what it's about? Within the next couple months, I'll roll out a little preview of where it's at right now. The genre of the book fits into different categories. I would say that it fits mostly into science fiction, horror, and adventure. It's a really... It is really interesting how it even came to be. It actually just spawned out of a stupid-ass creative writing project I had back in 10th grade, where it's like you had to take a unique take on any particular fairy tale of your choice, in which I really didn't want to do it that way, so I just ended up fucking that off and getting a decent grade anyway by just kind of taking it in my own fucking direction. And, you know, it kind of went through many different transmogrifications from that point forward. And, I mean, I've still got the original draft online somewhere, and it's pretty cringy. Like, a lot of people, they get on my ass about it whenever they find, like, my DeviantArt floating around, and they're like, oh, God, his writing is really bad. And I'm like, well, of course. I mean, that shit was written in, like, 10th grade. That shit, you know. My writing style has improved since, like, 2005. It's been a few years. You're working on a book, Ethan. What's your book about? Psychological character study. That's pretty interesting. You're right, Gage. They require a lot of work. And I mean, like, what I mean by that when I say that is, like, I've actually written, like, backstories for each of the individual characters. That at least are of note. I mean, not just for random, third-party characters that don't fucking matter, but for the main characters, for the people that are close to them in the book, for the different paths that they come into, like, relation with, as far as relationships, friendships, enemies go, that kind of thing. Because I don't want there to be any loose ends. And it comes to the point where you're trying to write, like, a story where you're actually, like, flow charting that kind of shit. Like, you're like, holy fuck, do other writers do this? I mean, if they don't, then I guess I'm fucking crazy. But if they do, then damn. Because you're wanting to make sure that everything is, open and closed. You don't want to leave any fucking loose ends, and you're trying to make sure that you fucking cover up plot holes and shit. How long it took Morg to write his book? I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes? I don't fucking know. Maybe it was a lifetime's work, and if that's the case, then that's fucking sad. But his book isn't like a novel. His book, as far as I've been able to gather, is like a fucking bullshit book of shadows of the truth. Onion Boys books. Oh, God. Don't get me fucking started. Oh, geez. Don't tell me that this coil is now starting to go out, too. Hang on. Edgelord moment. No, but I'm going to turn that down a little bit. It's getting a little too hot. Yeah. What I do notice about the company that makes these particular coils is they make them very... They don't make them poorly, but they burn out real fast, which is kind of annoying. Onion Boys books, though. Oh, Jesus Christ. That makes me want to throw the fuck up. Like, really, they're just a look into the soul of a shit human being that's devoid of any real fucking strengths and anything. That's basically the best I can say. I love, if you've ever heard of Gianarella or Jeans on YouTube, she did readings of his books. If you haven't seen those, I might share them at some point on here. Oh, God. That is entertainment. I love watching her fucking readings of them. Oh, God. It's the only fucking attention they get, and it's the only attention they deserve. Also, if you guys just fucking ignore Martha, she'll shut the fuck up. Let's see. Brandon Brumba. It just seems like a guy that would have a name that somebody would say like at a carnival. Brandon Brumba. It's a cool name, though. I'm not shitting on your name. I think it's actually cool. I started writing a sci-fi adventure with mechas and exoskeletons with AIs that connect to the person who uses the exoskeletons like 3 years ago. I lost all 30 pages I wrote, and I kind of just gave. Oh, it sucks because that sounds cool as shit. That sounds cool as shit. I like that. I love mecha animes. I love cyberpunk in general. I like the idea of mechas that like psychologically or neurologically interface with the pilot. So that being said, it's kind of the reason I liked Wing Gundam. Also why I thought Neon Genesis Evangelion is really fucking interesting. $30 pages is pretty neat. That was a good start. It was a real good start. I'm almost wondering if this motherfucker is actually using a... I'm going to pin one of their comments on the top. Because this is hilarious. I'm almost wondering if they're using like some kind of fucking translator to like write their comments on here, because there's like no cohesion to their comment. It's just like... don't know how much he wants for his book. I think the last time I checked, it was like 30, which is atrocious for like a fucking personal tome. Like when I bought one of the Missing 411 books that was written by Dave Paulides. If anybody knows about any of that, if not, then just look it up. It's kind of interesting, actually. It's about seriously mysterious cases of people disappearing in the woods. When I tried to get one of his books off Amazon, they wanted like $100 for it. Come to find out later, that's because of a reseller that's ripping people off, not because of the guy who wrote it. Somebody that basically is buying his books in bulk and fucking ripping people off with an outrageous ass fucking price tag for them. But no, honestly, I wouldn't pay more than like $10 for a fucking book. I don't think that there's really any reason to do so. Let's see, when I got this one was written by the singer from the Birthday Massacre, right there, in case you're wondering. And if you don't believe me, there's Jibby. I paid, let's see what the price on this one was, $16 US. I got a deal on, I think it was Amazon. I got that one off. I got it for like $9. But yeah, so today's stream has actually been really fun. I do have a couple questions for you guys. What kind of what kind of content do you prefer seeing more of from me? Because I'm not like trying to pander, because that's not what I do. And yeah, I do want to know like what more kinds of content people want to see. What do they want to see less of? When I'm doing the music content, I'm doing that because that's my passion in life. That's what I like to do. You want to see me do Q&A? Okay. And yes, Nora, Chibi wrote a book. It's really good. It's called Boring Girls. It's actually quite an interesting book. I quite like it. Commentary, reviews, and music. Okay, well, that's pretty cut and dry right there. I think that pretty much sums up. People like the music and the rants. – 2014 was probably the weirdest era of my videos. Like, I know I have them, a lot of them privated. I was scrolling through some of them the other day because you can check out your own videos in your creator studio. It was just like the most bizarre era, in my opinion, for my videos. Man, I was just like cranking them out like day after day. I'm like, what the fuck? On fucking everything, too. The rants people like, okay. See, these kind of rants I don't mind doing. Like, I had to step away for a while. I mean, I was putting too much personal fucking effort into it. When I get like super ragey in videos, a lot of you guys need to understand, like, that is a lot of acting, but it doesn't change the fact that I do emotionally feel strongly about the subjects I talk about. So, I mean, I had to kind of like pull away for a bit and just be like, you know what? If you're going to go back into it, you're not going to get like too emotionally hooked on this shit. Acknowledge that it's fucked up. Acknowledge that the subjects you talk about are fucked up, that the people you're going to deal with are shit. But don't let it fuck up your day. And that was kind of a hard lesson to learn. I think that's a lesson that a lot of people that do ranting need to learn. It's fine to get these emotions out of your system. It's kind of a therapy for some people, but when it's becoming too much of a therapy, then it's becoming a crutch, and you don't want to do that. And that's the mistake I made. Let's see, somebody said creepypastas. Interesting note. I don't know how many people out there might know of this channel, but there's a guy out there named King Spook. He does creepypasta readings. And he's actually a huge fan of the channel. I thought it was interesting because, like, I saw somebody comment on the channel once that had one of the check marks next to their channel, which means that they've got a huge fan base. Basically, they've got a huge subscriber base. They're verified. And I'm like, why is there a blue check mark commenting on my channel? A blue check mark? And I'm like, what the fuck? I check his channel out. He's got like 250,000 subscribers, and they're all like, you know, all of his videos are like fucking creepypasta readings, and he's a legitimate fan. I've talked to him a couple of times on here. I would love to actually do a couple of creepypasta collaboration readings with this guy. I really like that. Count Jacula. I fucking love that son of a bitch. He's cool. I love his fucking live streams. I was trying to watch the Sunday stream he did last night earlier because it's still in my notifications. Anybody whose congregation of fans refers to themselves as the slut pit deserves fucking respect. The blue checkmark. Ethan, you like that one, huh? But yeah, no, Gage, I was actually, I was really surprised. I was taken aback by that because I saw his sub count. I was like, oh, this guy's probably one of those people that paid for whatever, yada, yada. And I go there and find out, no, it's not. He's like a legitimate channel, and he's a legitimate fan. And he's a cool motherfucker, real chill. He's got one of those reading voices for creepypastas. It's absolutely perfect. And I tried to emulate it a couple of times. In one of the other creepypasta readings I did. I've actually done 3 or 4, I think. I can't remember exactly, but I did only a few because at the time I wasn't really good with editing them. I wasn't really good with even doing the readings, and when I was just fuddling around with it, they were kind of a pain in the ass to do because, to be honest, I was really cutting my teeth on it. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But they're definitely something I want to get back into because now I've greatly improved with the editing skills. I really get kind of the vibe of how to do it. And honestly, I can even provide my own soundtracks for it because one of the musical things that I'm releasing within the next few months is actually a dark ambient album, which is basically a congregation of various like manipulated field recordings that I've done over the years. And basically it's like taking one grouping of sounds and manipulating it and fucking with it and twisting it all up to be, you know, these really, I don't know. They're just, you take one collection of sounds, one collection of recordings, and then you fuck with it until it's something completely just fucked up and totally different than what you started. And it's really nice, really nice, really cool. Ethan goes, is it weird how I tend to fall asleep while listening to Reddit horror stories? No, not really. I fall asleep watching videos from like Dark 5 and channels like that that do like top 5 most fucked up shit you've ever heard of in your life. Honestly, it's kind of a big misconception that if you're into darker shit, you're intrinsically or inherently a bad person. You're not. If, you know, you're going and deriving the need to do bad things because of an interest in that, then, you know, by all means, it's fucked up. But being interested in things like horror movies, being interested in things like, you know, creepy stories, hell, even true crime and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with it. And I really wish that people would fuck off with this stigma that it is bad. I don't like that. Reddit really is a horror story, Brandon. Nora goes, I've been doing synthwave. I really like Mind in a Box. Hell yes, they are excellent. So I'm basically copying them. Well, you know what? If you're going to steal from the best. And they are really good. I love the fact that each of the records have so far been really concept based. I really like that. I really dig the kind of Blade Runner, Brave New World, 1984-ish kind of esque concept that they're going for. I really dig that. I like how each of the albums have a story that's really neat. Kind of reminds me of Obsolete by Fear Factory, one of my favorite bands, as everybody fucking knows. That was highly concept-based. Hell, the liner notes of the album in general are a fucking story the singer Burton Bell fucking wrote, which is really neat. Vape Nation, motherfuckers. Hey, what's up, Blake? Anthony Scioli goes, I fell asleep to Cannibal Corpse. Hey, man, we all need a good lullaby. You know what's fucking funny is actually I fall asleep like really easily to like really hard ass metal like that too. Like I was fucking listening to Nile once and to just pass the fuck out. It's happened like, let's see, the Nile, Hypocrisy is another one. But it just depends on like what Hypocrisy album we're talking about. Some of them are a little harder than others. The self-titled one they did at the, oh my god, it froze on just like the vape cloud just sitting on my fucking face. What the fuck? On my screen anyway. No, the self-titled one Hypocrisy did in like the early 2000s. I think it was actually 2001 or 2000 it came out. I can't remember. Or 99. Whatever. I'm fucking bad with dates. It's actually got enough mellow tracks on it to actually trance out on and just fall asleep to. It's really neat, that band, anyway, especially for a death black metal band. Like most black metal bands, they sing about fuck Christianity and hail Satan and all this. And Hypocrisy is a black metal band that sings about aliens. Because why the fuck not? Samuel James says you should make a Discord server. Well, funny you should say that because I actually have a Discord server. And I'm going to post an invite link to that later on this evening, assuming I don't pass out after I have some dinner. And if I do, then I'll just pass it out tomorrow because, yeah. But yes, I do have a Discord server and everyone is welcome. The only thing I don't welcome is assholery and trolling, obviously. Oh, you pesky trolls, and your videos, and your fallacies. But just, yeah. As long as people get along in it, I don't mind. I've actually heard of that before. Yes, Yuzuka Kiyomi, or however you pronounce it. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure like what kind of game it is. I passed out to Meshuggah once, but I woke to the heaviest song. You know what's interesting is I actually passed out once to Audio Injected Soul by Mnemic. Like I had earbuds in, and I was laying flat back, just, chillaxed, kind of like this in bed. And it's interesting to see what kind of state of mind certain types of music put your dreams in, which is interesting because the actual first track of the album is called Dream State Emergency. So not only is that the most metal name for a track ever, Dream State Emergency, it's an interesting track name anyway for the experience because like that was the most wild, fucked up dream I've like ever had in my life. And I know that was what I was listening to because I had it on repeat. Like they had the album on repeat. It was weird. Mason Ryden says, you should do a review on Duran Gray. I should, because I am a huge Duran Gray fan, and fucking A, do I love the direction that they have gone recently. I mean, fuck. 2012's Doom Spiro, I believe it was. Fucking wow. I mean, just to take the fucking plunge, and they've been getting heavier. Let's not fucking fuck around here. They've been progressively getting heavier over the years. To take the plunge head first, right into just straight up blast beats and death metal fucking riffs, man. Oh my god. And then Arche, I believe it was called afterward, that came after that, still did that, and then they dip into even more melodic. Like, fuck, man. I love the direction that they're going in. I love the direction, man. I would give my fucking... What am I, nuts? To go see Duran Gray live in Japan. Oh, that would be an honor. That would be a fucking honor. It's like GTA, but better. Well, shit, I'm hooked, and I haven't even played it. Anyone left Satyricon? Yes. Satyricon is good. I'm reading Blake's comment right now. Sorry, guys. Alrighty, Mackenzie. Well, it's good having you here. Take care. What the fuck? Are you serious? That's a real quest? Oh my god, I gotta try this shit. Oh my god, I gotta try that. I love stupid shit like that. I fucking love it. I fucking live for games that are not afraid to do stupid shit like that. Do you ever listen to Dream Theater? Yes, I love Dream Theater. I totally am not jealous as fuck that one of my friends, Andrew, got to go and fucking go to a guitarist clinic that was featuring people like, John Petrucci and Steve Vai and shit. John Petrucci being Dream Theater's guitar player. I love Dream Theater. I fucking love the shit out of some Dream Theater. Favorite rock bands, Russell asks. Well, what do you mean by, like, rock? Do you mean, like, in general, like, heavy music in general? Because rock I kind of associate with, like, older music and, like, older classic rock. I like Boston, Rush, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, obviously, Deep Purple, Thin Lizzy. Really got into Boston for a while, but I am a huge fucking Rush fan. Yes, Justin Stout. He got to go to a fucking guitar clinic with Steve Vai and John Petrucci and shit. And I was so fucking jealous. I'm like, that looks awesome. It's funny too, because like he swung by my place before and afterward, and he was like, hey, have I improved? Well, he's sitting there doing like sweep arpeggios fucking flawlessly. And I thought it was fucking funny. Have I gotten better? Yeah. And like, well, shit. Name a Nickelback song you like. One that fucking doesn't make me want to stuff an ice pick into both of my ears, so that's impossible because that one doesn't exist. Enzo says, are you into Frank Zappa? Fuck yes, I'm into Frank Zappa. I love the shit out of some Zappa. It does the job. Demir. This is a decent bass. It's a little nice Ibanez. $200. It's an Ibanez Geo 5-string. I really eventually want to get something a little bit more high-end in this. I've been looking at getting Fender, either P basses or jazz basses. And that's when money can permit, because frankly they're not cheap. So let me see if I can find really quickly a picture of the jazz bass that I've been looking at. And yes, I know jazz bass. Though I play a lot of metal, these have been used by so many fucking bass players for metal. It's unbelievable. There's one in particular that I've been having my eye on for years. Let's see. Here we go. Long ass URL, my apologies. You may have to copy and paste that, assuming you're not on mobile. Damn it, redacted the fucking link. Let me see if there's another way to share this. Let's see. Oh, share. Okay. I just want a shorthand link. All right, fine, whatever. Just search Fender Jazz Bass. It's going to be... let's see, what's the model of this? Fender Deluxe Active Jazz Bass Maple Fingerboard Natural. It's just like, ever since I seen one of Fear Factory's bass players, I think it was original bass player Christian play one of these. I've like wanted one ever since. Because they play and they sound fucking amazing. And they've got such a nice fucking, really decent fucking hollow tone to them. It's really good. Let me see. Hey, there was a picture of him with it. There we go. One of these bad boys. Let's see. Jackson or Dean, Anthony Shear says. Fuck. That's a difficult choice because, to be honest, now, it really depends on the kind of Jackson that we're talking about here. Because there are two different types of Jacksons. There's the original old school kind of Jackson, the Randy Rhoads kind, and then there's the thinner, kind of tinnier sounding new school kind that you see all the time that basically is just a bunch of flying V's with kind of a swing back headstock. I would take one of them fucking Randy Rhoads Jacksons any day of the week over the newer one, although I have been wanting to get my hands on one of the Christian Old Wolber's signature Jacksons, just to try it out, because he had a signature Series 7 that really actually kind of wanted to try out. But if I'm really having to choose between the two, if I gotta choose between, and this is just a cheap sight gag that I'm doing here, if I gotta choose between Dean and fucking Jackson, I think the choice is already made when that shows up on screen. My opinion on Opeth is that they need to make more records, Derek. I don't know when that's going to show up on screen. There's so much lag between my camera and Facebook. Yeah, this is actually a really neat model of ML as well. I need to get it kind of tuned up, though, and kind of fixed a little bit, because it's basically been on the back burner for a couple of years now. This is a Dean ML Knight. It came with this neat, which is unfortunately now kind of yellowed, white trim on the outside. You've got EMG 80 and 81s put in it standard with your Floyd Rose little tremolo here. And it's a standard 6-string fucking 25.5 scale fretboard on it. It's a really, really nice guitar. But these in general, I mean, they were set up just already to come out of the box badass. They're really, really nice, though. Fuck, I love this thing. It's smooth as fucking glass. I need to take it down to like a guitar tech and have it the neck reset up and kind of looked at, because there are certain things that have been going on with it over the years that I don't know how to feel about, and I don't want it to fucking drop dead on me, man. I paid $800 cash for this thing. And I got the Dead Z fucking bone up there, because the Dead Z is one of my favorite bands of all time. Speaking of, they got a new album coming out. They've got a full album coming out next year. They've got I don't even know if that's happening. I think it's coming out this year. I'm so bad with fucking memory. But I know that they're fucking working on shit because their singer's been posting it all over the place. Oh, that's right. I'm not even plugged in. I'm trying to do the whammy bar dive. Okay. What's bitching, though, is that I've seen in the past they make fucking 8-string versions of these motherfuckers, and that's fucking... Oh, yeah. And yes, Demir, they are. They've been steadily recording. Like I said, I don't know when an album is going to drop. I know that there's talk of an EP coming out this year. And they're recording it like all of them. Like the whole fucking lineup, which is nuts. Which is absolutely nuts. I'm glad that it's happening. I really am. Because Desi is one of those bands that's like, they're fucking obscure and weird, but it was like kind of a wanted obscurity. You know, I didn't mind it. I actually liked the fact that it wasn't just like a band, it was more like an artistic project. And it was really neat. Like, they were a metal band that had a lot of colors to them, as opposed to just being, you know, straight like black, you know, regalia constantly, you know. No, you had a lot of colors to it. I thought that was unique. I think that's what really made them stand out to me. Alrighty. Let's see. Alrighty, well, guys, this has been a pretty neat stream. I'm going to do another one sometime soonish. I will be having to jump off, though, because I need to go make me some dinner, because I'm fucking hungry. I also need to get some drinkage down the throat, because my fucking throat feels drier than a nun's pussy on a Sunday morning. Ew, there's an image. And, yep. So I'm going to be hopping off now. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been a fun 2 hours. So. Oh, and